My name's Nick Harper, the unlucky guy whose wedding band might as well be a lie detector. It darkens whenever dishonesty is near. I'm 37, run a warehouse crew, crack open a beer every Sunday, and turns out, married a woman who treats loyalty like it's just a pet's name. The message arrived on my lunch break. We're pregnant. I stared at the screen as if my phone had sprouted tentacles. The last time I checked, my insides had been snipped 3 years back. Dr. Peterson had made it perfectly clear. I was firing blanks. Another buzz. A screenshot from my buddy Tony, Mindy's Instagram story. 2 champagne flutes. Caption: Congrats Cassie and Rico, new dad energy. Rico. Eric Parker. My wife's co-worker at her social media agency. The gym rat influencer with a souped-up Mustang and a protein shake always in hand. I dialed Cassie. She answered after the 4th ring, breathless. Nick, did you see my text? Isn't it amazing? Amazing. I replied. Considering my situation, this would qualify as a certified miracle. Should I give the Vatican a call? Silence. What do you mean? She asked. I mean, darling, unless you've been experimenting with turkey basters, this baby doesn't belong to me. More silence. Then, faint in the background. Who is it, babe? Rico's voice. Babe. My wife was his babe. Nick, I can explain. I ended the call. 20 minutes later, I was standing in a flower shop. Not for flowers, for a proper congratulatory basket. Baby bottles, rattles, diapers. Mountains of diapers. What should the card say? Asked the purple-haired clerk. I grinned. Tell them. Asterisk, hope you're ready for late-night feedings. I'm out. Congrats on your new responsibility. Asterisk. Sign your name. Just put a well-wisher. And make sure Rico Parker at Fit Life Gym gets it during his afternoon training session. The kid smirked. This is gonna be good, huh? No, kid. This'll be legendary. By 5 p.m., my phone was lighting up nonstop. The basket had arrived live during Rico's workout stream. 2,000 viewers watched him pull out diapers while fumbling through excuses. The comments shredded him. Who's the mom? Plot twist, baby daddy reveal. Cassie called me 17 times. I ignored them all. Tony texted. Asterisk, bro, you broke the internet. Rico's story is trending. Asterisk. I cracked a beer and scrolled through the chaos. My wife's betrayal was now public entertainment, and I was only warming up. The next morning, Cassie's car was gone. A note sat on the counter. We need to talk. Of course. Because getting knocked up by your coworker while married is apparently not what it looks like. My phone rang. Unknown number. Is this Nick Harper? A crisp, professional female voice. Depends who's asking. This is Elaine Morrison, Cassie's supervisor at Digital Dreams Marketing. I think we should meet. About what? The company card. Hotel rooms. Your wife listed you as her emergency contact while she was charging personal activities. I sat upright. I'll be there. Digital Dreams was perched on the 3rd floor of a sleek downtown building that screamed overpriced coffee budget. Elaine was mid-50s, razor-sharp in both attire and expression. Mr. Harper, I'll be blunt. We've uncovered irregularities. Hotel stays, restaurants, supposedly for client meetings. She slid a folder across the desk. Receipts, statements, even security photos of Cassie and Rico checking into rooms. Riverside Inn, downtown Marriott, luxury suites on Elm. 12 separate occasions over 4 months, Elaine said, her tone like ice. I flipped through the proof. Busy woman. And now, Elaine added. Thanks to yesterday's viral circus, everyone knows exactly what her meetings were. What happens next? I asked. She's suspended, pending investigation. Misuse of company funds is serious. Elaine leaned back. I wanted you aware before the lawyers step in. I shook her hand. Appreciate the warning. And for the record, that gift basket? Inspired. Heading back to my car, I rang Tony. I need a favor. How good are you at digging online? Depends. What are we digging for? Everything. Social media, phone records, dating apps. I want the whole timeline. Give me 24 hours. That evening, Cassie finally walked in. Her face tried to feign innocence. Nick, we have to talk. I muted the TV. Go on, babe. She winced at the word. Look, Rico and I. It just happened. We never meant for it to go this far. How far? For months of hotel bills far? Fake pregnancy posts far? Or maybe lying daily to my face far? You don't understand. Our marriage, it's been dead for years. We're just roommates. I rose to my feet. So instead of talking or filing for divorce, you got pregnant by your coworker and blasted it online? It wasn't supposed to happen that way. Mindy posted before I could stop her. Mindy knew. Cassie's face drained of color. She's my best friend. I had to tell someone. So your best friend helped cover your affair. Sounds pretty simple to me. It's not. It is. I walked to the door. You've got until Sunday to pack. Take Rico. I'm sure he's got room now that his secret's public. Where are you going? I grabbed my keys. To plan a baby shower. The look on her face priceless. By Saturday the entire city knew. The gift basket video had topped 50,000 shares. Morning radio hosts were playing it. TikTok remixes popped up everywhere. Tony met me at Denny's with his laptop. Your wife's been busy, he said, sliding into the booth. Screens lit with dating profiles. 3 different apps, all marked single and ready to mingle. Her bios. Asterisk no drama, just fun. Loves the finer things. Asterisk. There's more, Tony added. Group chat with Mindy and 2 other friends. They've been scheming for months. He hit play on an audio clip saved from Cassie's phone. I'm going to tell Nick I'm pregnant. Her voice came through, sharp and certain. Then Rico will have to dump his girlfriend, she continued. What if Nick figures it out? That was Mindy's voice. He won't. He trusts too easily. By the time he does, Rico and I will be official. You're wicked, Cass. I love it. I leaned back in the booth. They had choreographed the whole plan. It gets better, Tony said. Rico's been telling the guys at the gym that you're some overbearing husband who doesn't deserve Cassie. He even said you'd just roll over and take it. Is that so? I asked. Tony smirked. Want to prove him wrong? That afternoon, I pulled into FitLife Gym. Rico's bright yellow Mustang sat in its usual spot, racing stripes shining. I came prepared. From the back of my truck, I unloaded balloons, streamers, and a banner that read, "Congratulations, new daddy." I dressed his car like a carnival float. Baby bottles zip-tied to the handles. A giant stork balloon bouncing from the antenna. For the final touch, I slipped a note under his wiper. Asterisk, since you're becoming a dad. Thought you should start practicing responsibility. Baby showers tomorrow at your place. I already sent invites to your gym buddies. Your friendly neighborhood husband. Asterisk. I was halfway back to my truck when Rico burst out of the gym doors. Harper, he roared, sprinting toward me. What the hell did you do to my car? I turned slowly. Just celebrating your announcement, Daddy. Isn't public recognition what you wanted? His face went red, neck veins bulging. You're out of your mind. Me? You knocked up another man's wife and bragged about it online. I'm just cheering you on. A crowd formed, phones raised, filming every second. This is harassment. Rico shouted. No, I said calmly. This is consequence. You wanted to wreck a home. Congratulations. You bought it. Rico lunged toward me, but froze when he noticed all the cameras pointed at him. Instead, he turned to his Mustang, ripping down decorations. Oh, by the way, I called. Cassie got suspended. Something about funneling company money into your little love nest. Better start budgeting for that baby. He froze, a baby bottle clutched in his hand. And Rico? Next time you try stealing someone's wife, maybe don't broadcast it to the world. Makes revenge way too easy. I drove off, leaving him surrounded by torn streamers and the laughter of his gym buddies. My phone buzzed with a text from Tony. Asterisk, dude, you're trending again. Baby shower revenge is going viral. Asterisk. Perfect. By Sunday, I dropped the nuke. Cassie and Mindy were waiting in my driveway when I got back from the hardware store, both with tear-stained faces. Nick, please, Cassie begged as I stepped out. It's gone too far. Too far, I said, walking past them. You cheated on me, embezzled from your job, faked a pregnancy, and turned our marriage into a circus online. But I'm the problem. Mindy snapped. You're destroying her life. She destroyed it herself. I'm just narrating. We'll sue you for harassment, Mindy threatened. I laughed. With what money? Cassie just lost her job, and Rico's sponsorships are drying up. You think a lawyer works for protein powder? Cassie's voice softened. I was never pregnant. I stopped in my tracks. What? I faked the test. I thought if Rico believed I was having his baby, he'd leave his girlfriend. Silence stretched tight as wire. So let me get this straight. You pretended to be pregnant to trick your affair partner into leaving his girlfriend, stole from your company to fund hotel rooms, all while still married to me? She nodded. And you? I looked at Mindy. You helped her pull this off? Mindy's face collapsed. We never meant for it to spiral like this. Ladies, you haven't seen Spiral yet. I pulled out my phone, dialed, and put it on speaker. Rico, it's Nick. You might want to sit down. Cassie's got something to confess about that baby. For 5 minutes, I listened to Rico's world implode through the phone, his shouting, cursing, the names he called Cassie. When the line finally went dead, both women were in tears. Congratulations, I said. You played yourselves. That night, Tony called with the last piece. Rico's girlfriend found out. She's been posting screenshots of their texts all day. Apparently, he told her he was just helping Cassie with work. Didn't work out too well. She threw all his stuff, clothes, supplements, gym gear, out the window into their courtyard fountain. It's all over Snapchat. And Cassie? I asked. Mindy's not talking to her anymore. Her husband found out she covered for the affair and threatened divorce. Now she's trying to save her own marriage by tossing Cassie under the bus. I sank into my recliner, beer in hand, satisfied. So let me make sure I've got this right. Cassie ended up losing her career, her closest friend, the man she was sneaking around with, and her marriage. Rico lost his girlfriend, his apartment, and most likely his sponsorship deals. And Mindy nearly lost her own marriage while trying to cover for someone who was only using her. That about sums it up. Perfect. The very next morning, I filed for divorce. The grounds: adultery, fraud, and theft. With the pile of evidence Tony had gathered, on top of the company's internal investigation, it would go down as the smoothest divorce case in history. But I wasn't finished. I had one last surprise lined up for the happy couple. The showdown came on Tuesday night. I was ready for it. Cassie and Rico pulled into my driveway around 9 p.m., both looking ragged and furious. I stood at the window, watching them bicker over who should be the one to knock. Before they could make up their minds, I opened the door. Well, look who it is, the Bonnie and Clyde of infidelity. What brings you here? We need to talk, Cassie muttered. She looked awful, hair greasy, dark bags under her eyes, clothes rumpled and unchanged for days. About what? Your brilliant little scheme that blew up in your faces? Rico stepped forward. You wrecked our lives, man. I wrecked your lives? I laughed. No, you wrecked your own lives. All I did was provide the audience. You humiliated us in public, Cassie snapped. The gift basket, the car decorations, blasting my fake pregnancy on speakerphone to Rico. You humiliated yourselves. I just made sure everyone else got front row seats. Rico's fists tightened. You think you're clever, don't you? Compared to you two? Einstein looks like he slacked off. That's when they lost it. You smug bastard. Rico lunged at me. I sidestepped, and he stumbled straight into the house. Cassie stormed in after him, shrieking about how I had ruined everything. You want to know what ruined everything? I said as I closed the door behind them. You did. The second you chose to cheat instead of ending things honestly. The second you siphoned company funds for your little love nest. The second you faked a pregnancy to string your affair partner along. We never meant for it to go like this, Cassie sobbed. How did you imagine it would go? You'd announce your pregnancy, Rico would dump his girlfriend, I'd vanish quietly, and you two would ride off into the sunset with stolen cash. Something like that, Rico muttered. Well, congrats. You got exactly what you deserved. Rico lunged again, but this time I was ready. I grabbed the baseball bat I'd left by the door. Lay a hand on me and you'll be in jail for assault, I said evenly. Haven't you figured out yet that actions come with consequences? Cassie's eyes flicked to the piles of boxes stacked in the living room. What's in those? I smiled. Copies of everything Tony and I collected. Call logs, hotel bills, dating app screenshots, audio clips, social posts, the works. Her voice cracked. What are you planning to do with them? Nothing. They've already been sent out. One set to your company's lawyers for the theft probe. One set to Rico's sponsors so they can review that morality clause. One set to the IRS, since stolen money still counts as taxable income. And one set to my divorce attorney. Their faces drained of color. You see, I continued. You thought this was some kind of game, sneaking, lying, stealing, manipulating. But this isn't a game. This is real life. And in real life, choices come with consequences. Rico collapsed into my recliner, burying his face in his hands. My sponsors are going to drop me. Most likely. I'll lose everything. You already did. You just hadn't noticed yet. Cassie was frozen, staring at the boxes like they were radioactive. The IRS. Stolen funds are taxable, sweetheart. Didn't they cover that in business school? We can't pay those taxes, she whispered. Not my problem anymore. Rico jumped to his feet. This is crazy. All this over one stupid affair. No, I said quietly. All this because you're selfish, lying thieves who thought humiliating me would come without consequences. I walked to the door and pulled it open. Now get out of my house. Both of you. And don't come back. They left without a word, Rico holding Cassie up as she sobbed. I watched them drive off in his battered Mustang, streamers still dangling from the bumper. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. Cassie, evicted from her apartment, had to move back in with her parents. Rico lost his sponsors and wound up working at an ordinary gym. Mindy's marriage survived, but her friendship with Cassie didn't. As for me, I kept my house, my job, and my dignity. I also kept all the evidence, just in case they ever tried for round 2. People sometimes ask if I feel guilty about what happened to them. My answer is always the same. I didn't do this to them. They did it to themselves. I just made sure the whole world saw it happen.